Hello. Welcome. I'm just getting set up right now for the stream. We're going to be making a game. We're going to be making a roguelike for Game Like Jam number 7. Rogue is the topic. There's my hand. Evening. Hey, Timothy. How's it going? We are going to be continuing where we left off. We don't have a lot of time today. Probably 2 hours of time I can put in today. So I don't have a lot of big stuff planned. What I do have planned is right here. We can sort out placeholder art. I have been putting that off because I am not artistically inclined. And so if I grab placeholder art off the internet, something public domain, and I use it in the game, there's a good chance that whatever I pick is going to end up being the final product. And I don't want to just grab the first thing I see, put it in, and boom. So I'm putting it off, but at this point, there's no point in putting it off further. We are going to, I've grabbed some stuff. I've already put it in the folder, but I haven't checked it in yet. I will do that in a second. The art content that I've got, it's all public domain, and it looks good enough. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take it. Can I just double click it here? What happens if I double click it here? Nothing. Okay. It is. It's more. There's more than just one sprite on it, so it's a sprite sheet, and we can try testing out terrains in Godot and see what we get. First time, we're gonna learn. We're gonna figure out what even are terrains. We're gonna mess around with them. That's the primary thing that I've got planned for this stream. Just contacting police to do something about them insulting me. It's been going on for years, so I'm pressing charges. Sick of it. I can't murder them. It's not allowed, so I'm going to let them police deal with it. That's wild. That's very wild. Good luck, sir. Let the police take care of it. We're gonna add an energy bar. So if we start the game right now, this is day 6. If this was a 7-day roguelike, this is what we'd be submitting tomorrow. We have system message, we have hit points, we have oxygen. And if we were going to turn that into a game, there's not really much I could do. I'm not perfect, and I don't think there's any game designer out there who could turn, you just have hit points and oxygen, and that's it, into a interesting game. So we need to add more. We need to add more elements for us to play around with. So we're gonna add an energy bar. That's the last missing piece from Dungeon Rogue. Dungeon Rogue had 3 bars to play with. It had the oxygen bar, the health bar, and the energy bar. And when we add that will enable us to start adding things that interact with our energy, like the flashlight. We can make that use energy instead of just being a pretty basic +2 to vision range. Cool. Doing that also means we need to dip into inventory management. If we have time, I will add stubs. I'm not going to do the inventory management tonight, but we can set ourselves up for tomorrow to get in, have some rudimentary, when you pick up the flashlight, it goes into slot 1. You can turn it on and off using the 1 key or the whatever. I don't know. We'll figure a key out. We'll figure key bindings out. And then doing that means your vision range dynamically changes, and then it draws energy from your energy pool. More interesting than just what this is, which is cool. You got the flashlight. Cool. We can also flesh out the level generation more. So what I'm got planned for that is mapping the very first room, the starting room for the game, a little bit more, thinking about that a little bit more, what that's going to look like. So we don't want to put a mob in there. We do want to put breadcrumbs, guides, something like that. We want to point the player in a direction. Here's the start. Here are some directions you might go in. That kind of thing. Broke my little finger when they tried breaking in, so now I can't play guitar anymore. Gonna sue. Threatening to kill my cat. It's wild. That's a lot of drama. Yeah, let the police take care of that. And I think that's plenty. We won't get to all of this for sure in 2 hours. In fact, at this pace, we probably won't get to half of that. So let's just get started. Let's sort out this placeholder art. So first things first, why are these new? What? Did I do something weird? Whatever. Adding some placeholder assets. Art assets. There's also so there's an enemy spreadsheet, and they're fine. They will be sufficient for our purposes. So we won't be being chased by a green dude. We'll be being chased by a green ghost or a green bug. Slightly better. Let's go to the okay, I don't know why this keeps happening, but I was thinking these are scenes. Maybe they shouldn't be in the source folder. They should actually be at the root with all the other scenes. Following file zone. Oh, okay. Cancel. There's already a mob there. Great. Why are there 2 mobs? Well, I'm scared. But I don't think the scene matters. The scene has a sprite. Does the scene have a sprite? They both have a sprite. All right, let's just get rid of this one. Then we got the items. The item scene can go here on the base. I don't think we even need the item scene anymore because it's this isn't the item scene. The item scene is an item and an item sprite, and that's it. And we are setting the sprite internally, so I'm not actually even sure what this is doing. So we might just delete this. The mob, I think. I'm not sure. Save and don't save. It's fine if we bork something up, we can always just revert. So mob sprite. Do we define the mob sprite in code? We don't. Okay, so we're still instantiating mobs at the moment, but we're not instantiating items. So I could just delete the item. I would like to delete the mob. Whatever. I think I'm fed up with lasagna now. 3 nights straight on it. Yeah, if you eat anything for 3 nights straight in a row, you'll get sick of it. Yeah. Lasagna is great, though. Don't, take a break from it and then come back when you're feeling refreshed. After finding the jam through you, I've been working on a game nonstop with my buddies and brother. Tons of fun. Never thought I'd be in game development. That's awesome. Congrats, man. Happy for you. Yeah, no, game development is awesome. And doing it in a group? Yeah. Look forward to seeing the final result. Yeah. No rush, of course. There's still, this is day 6, and there's a 30-day, so. Does the game still work? Nope. This preload does not exist. Okay, that's fine. We can change that. Where's my mob scene? Copy UID. The UID is that now. Great. Stop. Is it going to complain? No, we only had 1 mob. Okay, this still works. So delete items. Remove. We don't want that. All right. At no point are we instantiating an item. Okay, well, the item scene keeps coming back. I don't understand. Trying to delete item scene. It comes back. Why does it keep coming back? Can we rename it to something dumb? Is it going to come back again? No, it's gone. It's gone for good this time. Get that out of here forever. Why is it coming back? Don't mind me. I'm just going to delete it in the file system and see what happens. Item.tscene. Wow, there's a lot of scene files in here. Oh, these are all temps. All right, you are gone forever. Gone forever. Okay, open up Godot, please. Godot, the game engine. Gone. And then if we run it, it stays gone. Not going to think about that. All right. I don't need to write intimidating messages in my Git check-ins. Let's move on to levels. All right, we've got this placeholder level that we never use. Perfectly fine. What we're going to do now is we're going to add. We're going to go to tile set. We're going to make a new tile set. So we need to add an atlas. I still don't know what an atlas is, but we're not adding a scene. We're definitely adding an atlas. This is an atlas. All right. This is... Okay, right click to drag up and down. So I'm thinking that all of these tiles, so these are the wall tiles. Wall tiles, wall tiles. These are the ground tiles. And these are path tiles. The wall tiles are wall tiles. The ground tiles are ground tiles. These might be breadcrumbs. This is actually the color that I want, but I would like there to be variation of color. So it starts out red, orange, brown, whatever. And then the deeper you go, it turns gray to signify you're getting deeper in, and then it turns blue. Why not? Those are the three colors I have. So I would like to do that. So that's the plan. How do I do that? Let's find out. Did the grid, it doesn't look like the grid is fully correct, or it is fully correct and I'm just gonna have to put up with this, which is whatever, because it looks like this tile set is not designed with the plan I had in mind. All right, so how we add a terrain. We click on this terrain set. I did read the docs 30 minutes before hitting the start stream button, so I'm not fully lost, but we go to our terrains. We've got terrain 0. This is the walls. And then actually we want this to not be the same color as this. We actually want it to be very contrast so that we can see it. And then this is the floor. I don't know. Green? Sure. These colors do not matter in the game. They're just for setting up, like, what am I doing? We're going to switch to paint. we're going to first paint, we're going to paint terrains. We're going to pick, this is terrain set 0. Did I goof? Why is this not wall and floor? Playing Half-Life 2, raising the bar redux, pretty rad. Nice. Why are the terrains not correct? Do I have to refresh? Probability. Okay, those are the probabilities. Great. They're all 1. That's the Y sort. There's the Z index. We all know what these are, right? I don't. The Z index sounds like a fun little... Z index is probably how far, what gets drawn on top of what. So a Z index of 0 means anything with a Z index higher than that gets drawn over this, and under that means this draws over that. I don't know what Y sort is. Modulate, I know what modulate is. It's a color change. Texture. Why are these wrong? Oh, okay. So this is terrain set for, this is tile set 0. How do I change that name? Where do I set that name? Because I don't like that name. Add element. This is tile set 1. Terrain set 1. I can't change the name. That's just, I get, that's my name. We are terrain set 0. Deal with it. Here's our walls. Okay. I think I need to do better than this. So I can, each tile is segmented into a 3x3 grid. And I think I need to like do that. Is this right? No, I've got it backwards, I think. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. I actually want to draw all this. And this is just to tell Godot what the connection logic is for these tiles. So there's no, I'm not painting here. So if there's a tile here that's a wall, it doesn't connect to this. So Godot knows not to use this. And if there's not a wall here, then that works out. Great. Godot knows to use this tile for that. And then we also oops, I'm drunk. Oh great, we have to redo that all over again. Cool. Yep, these are and I think that's it. Oh no, I'm sorry. There's some right here. Of course, we have to do vertical and horizontal. And then I think that's it. So theoretically, we should be able to go to our tile map, terrains. We got the wall terrains. We've got all of these set up. Godot has recognized that this is, in fact, a setup. So now if we, okay. So no, that's not quite right. How do I zoom in? Thank you. I can zoom in here. So this is a bug, or it's not a bug, but this is, I have goofed. And I need to figure out why that's happening. So if I paint like this, it's fine. But if I paint like this, no bueno. That's a problem. Because I would like this to be very I'm gonna have these tiles be placed programmatically, and I would like the program to figure it out. I don't want to have to figure it out. So we'll go back to the tile set. What am I missing? I mean, that looks correct. Try painting again. terrains. These are walls. Okay. Okay, that shouldn't happen. These should all connect. Oh, it's because I've selected this like an idiot. Now, why does that happen? If I click here, this updates. Why is that happening? That's very disturbing. Okay, let's push on. It's possible that this will resolve itself once we set up the floors. So here are our floors. And we're just gonna like, it's all good. We don't really have a lot of, oh, not like that though. Great, I get to start over. Can I just like control shift, no, control, no, alt? Is holding alt do anything? Nope, we get to just draw this in, all right. Because I would love to just be able to draw a square like this and then fill. But whatever. This connects to floor. So we're gonna paint the floor here. Night bro, your shoulders are starting to fill out. Okay, that's a weird thing to say, but thank you. Done. What are these tiles supposed to be? I'm gonna assume that those are also. No, they look like wall, but like vertical tiles. So we can repurpose them if we figure out a way to do that. Otherwise, oh, these are definitely floor though. Over here. Yeah, let's take those two. I think since we've got all these tiles, they'll just get picked randomly. I think that's how that works. Or it's not, and this is about to backfire hilariously. All right. Oh, okay, so this does not look good. This looks... I much prefer when the floor and the walls were... different colors. Training is good for you, and I can see the benefits. That's why I say skills. All right, fair enough. I think the walls will be fixed. Yeah, they look like they're okay, but I don't like that the walls and the floor are the same color. So let's go back to our tile set, and that's just something that this. That's just something that we've been handed. But we could make these the floor tiles instead, you know? I'm not opposed to that. Let's try it. How do we clear terrain? Select. No. Actually, what is setup? What? Oh, that's to set up the grid. Okay, paint. How do I... Oh, right click. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's fine. Now, is there a way for me to restore the dot? So all of these tiles that I haven't selected have a dot. I would like for that dot to come back. We're going to use these for the floor. Okay. Let's try it. Hopefully I'm not using this completely wrong. All right, we We got a lot of floor out here. You know, this, now that I'm seeing this, I'm less impressed, but it's too late. I can't complain too much. What's going on there? Why is that happening? That should never happen. Oh, it's because there's no tiles here, so the tiler is free to do whatever it wants. Fair enough. I wonder, so why are these not connected? Is it because I don't have... I wonder if this looks better than what we have right now. There's one way to find out. We need to replace. So I think that is going to be something I don't know how to do off the top of my head. This is not, none of these are floor, so I don't understand. Oh, no, they are floor, but I don't know. I'm a little weird, a little unsure. You know, what we could have done is we could have stuck with this as the wall, and then used gray for the ground. So if this doesn't work, we can swap it out. But I would like to know. We can paint walls, we can paint floors. If we just paint a lot of floors, not a problem. Whatever. Okay, we put just a random wall there. It works well enough. It's not great, but it works well enough. Let's see how we take this and actually put it in the game. So this is terrain set 0. Let's go to our level gen script. Oh, first of all, we can save this. We can afford to save this now. Our level gen script, when we're generating a room, there's a change I want to make to that, but first things first. Okay, so we've got the wall tile ID, and we're setting vector 2i00. Atlas chords, do we keep that as is? The atlas coordinate identifier atlas chords identifies the tile coordinates in the atlas. If the source is a tile set atlas source, for tile set scene collector, it should always be 2i00. So no. But tile set source ID. Okay, so we have this tile map layer. It has a terrain set. We have two terrains. We have walls and floors. We go to our tile set. This one, Mars ground 2, well, that's ID 0, and this is ID 1, and this is ID 2. So we want ID 2, but I don't think we want ID 2 for we have to be more specific. So if we just go up here and we say ID 2. Where is our enums? So tile type floor wall. We can't just say floor equals 2 and wall equals 2. Like, that doesn't work. I'm not even sure if this, like... The root node of scene is recommended not to be transformed since instances of the scene will usually override this. Reset the transform and reload the scene. What? How do I reset the scene? Reset the transform. So the transform is this. Reset. And then reload. Okay, there we go. Don't know how that happened, but don't worry about it. What if we try running this and see what happens? Nothing. There's no level. Why are those a different color? What is happening? What? Okay, this clearly doesn't work. What we need is to figure out what the heck we're doing. Level gen helper. I'm pretty sure this is what we want to modify. Vector 2i. So set cell takes in a source ID, and we've got the right source ID. It takes in atlas chords. And I really hope that's not like 13.4. Oh, it is 0.18, 0.17. Okay, that will not fly. I need to do better than that. Tile map. What if how do I terrain? Set cells terrain connect. Terrain set. Ah, here we go. So I need to call a different function completely. All right. Okay. So we give it all the cells. Wow, we don't just give it one cell, we give it every cell. That's a lot better. Terrain set int. What is our terrain set? That's probably 0. And then terrain, this is 0 and this is 1. But is there a way for me to verify that? Because I don't want to just guess. Terrain set 0, terrain 0. Okay, that verifies it. This is terrain 1, and this is terrain 0. But I wish there was a better way to verify that. Paint. We'll just go for it. We can go back to our enum and fix the wall is 0. The floor is 1. That's the terrain ID. So terrain set 0. Let's go back to our level gen helper. So we're not passing it. We're not doing this one by one anymore. We're actually doing level.set cell terrain connect. And we don't need to do it in a for loop. Maybe since we have this loop here already, we can just reuse it anyway. Okay. Vector 2i. Hopefully it's fine. Hopefully it's not like this has to be an array. There we go. I need to pass in the Atlas ID, or the terrain set ID, which is 0. And then the terrain, which is a wall tile ID. And that's it. Okay, cool, great. And then we do this. We take this and we copy it down here and we put it floor tile ID. Cool, and that should be all that we need to change for the room. Technically, yeah. I don't know why this is, how is this getting set to floor? Okay, this is cursed, but that's because it's cursed because we are using the tile. We haven't made the changes down here for the generate tunnel. We're gonna do that right now. All right, first of all, come on. That needs to be a floor. So let me copy the floor one. Tunnel oak. Floor tile ID. Yeah, done. I don't know. I don't need that anymore. And then these ones are walls. Good news. Easy to fix. Nope. Can we? I can't just press capital A to get to the end of the line. Okay. We're actually going to take this, put it here, and then we're going to take this and put it there, and then without any further thought, we did it. Nope, that's not true. We have this one more thing to do. Take that, and we're done. Okay, we are now using, this don't look right. So first of all, what is generating this? Oh, no? Do I need to swap the defaults? No, those should be right. Where are we doing set cell? We should never call set cell. For some reason, I thought I did this one. Nope, I did not. Oh. Oh. I'm not done. Because I still have to do this one down here. Set cell. This is the wall tile. Let's grab this. Grab this function. And then grab this. grab that function, put it in the array, and we're done. For real this time. We're not done. Clearly missing something here. For example, the level gen just does not go below a certain threshold. Now, why would that be? Okay, the pathfinder or the collision checks are broken, but that's okay. Could there be a function that I'm calling that I should not be calling? Set navigation map. Okay, I don't know why this is happening. I don't know why that's happening. I don't know why a lot of things are happening. Let's go ahead and start putting some print statements back in, making a floor at 4444, 1616. Oh, okay, so it looks like we're only making tunnels. That's probably because this print line is only in tunnel. We need a print line up here too and generate room. Top left. Bottom right. All right, let's see. So 1813, 48. It's definitely not true. It's definitely not getting generated. Where is the floors getting generated for the room? Okay, this should spam our debug channel. Okay, so it's generating the room where you'd expect it to. One, two, three, four, five, six. I can't count that. Can we get that mob out of here for now? It's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What if we go over here and we just remove all of this level? Tile set, erase. Tile map, erase. We don't need any of this. Okay, nothing shows up. Nothing. Why would that be? Could it be that I actually am not setting the tile with this? The tile doesn't exist. This doesn't make the tile exist. This changes an existing tile. But I still need to make the tile. So let's try that. Nope. Why is that not working? Okay, the tile map is empty, but we should be programmatically filling it. Like on start, create a level, init it. And then the init should be generate level, generate room. Why isn't that working? Okay, why? If I create a square room in the tile map, I don't know. So I'm using this wrong in some critical way. What if I don't use that function for rooms? We're back. Not quite. This is not back. There's still something cursed. Why are these reversed? Do I have them reversed in the enum? Maybe I do. Yeah, okay. That's fine. I don't know what's happening, but don't worry about it. I need to know what is going on with this function. Godot set cells terrain connect. Okay, so this person was using a for loop and then they switched to set cells, terrain connect. Oh, but they didn't pass anything. Tile map set cell 1 cell 0. Set cell doesn't take 4 arguments, it takes 3 arguments. Oh, it takes 4 arguments. Just kidding. Source ID, atlas chords, vector 2i. Oh, it takes 5 coordinates. Okay. Okay. Auto tiling in Godot 4 is not very accurate, and so it's not intended to be used at runtime. That's insane. So this idea doesn't work? Okay, before we give up on this idea, this doesn't work, we've confirmed. What I can try is, how are you, bro? I'm trying to figure this problem out. What we can try is creating an array here, and then calling this function once. Let's try it, and if it doesn't work, then we give up on this idea, because I don't know, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, and I'm perfectly fine with the graphics being bad, and if I can blame the graphics being bad on Godot, happy for that. All right, var floor array equals empty array, var wall array equals empty array. Wall array dot append vector 2i xy. Floor array dot append vector 2i xy. And then we take our set cells, and instead of just passing it an array of 1, we'll pass it our wall array. And then down here, we'll do that again, but we'll pass in our floor array. Why are you so angry? I don't know how to answer that because I'm not angry. It doesn't work. Oh wait, why are there ground tiles here? It doesn't make any sense. I've seen you change. Tell me the truth. If you want to talk, love you, bro. I'm good. I want to figure this out. And I'm very confused. Put these aside for now. All right, what are the wall arrays and floor arrays at this point? Let's just print that for now, because this should be a lot smaller. One, 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 two, one, two. This is correct. This is not 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6, 1, 7, and 1, 8. What is this over here set? Doesn't make any sense. And why is this set? Oh, it's because I'm making more rooms, but They're still so cursed. Why? Get angry, bro? Can you tell me why this is not working? Let's look at the docs. Ignore empty terrains. Maybe if I set this to false, maybe that'll make a difference. True or false? I assumed that this, oh, this is different. Oh, okay. I assumed that all this would do was tell the connector, don't worry about trying to connect to empty space. We can just ignore that. But no, actually, that's actually a vital piece of code that we need to set. Otherwise, the map gen does just not generate map. That's dumb, but I'm gonna move on. And we've done this in a way that we've refactored this. I don't want to refactor it back. This is fine. Let's fix this. We want to set this to false. And this one 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 to false. Let's make sure we've got them all. Which is annoying, but everything should be good now. Now our collision checks don't work. We'll fix that now. Oh, this is not correct. Why is that broken? Not a clue. What temp you got there, dude? It's fine. Set cells drain connect. Okay, so the room generating code, perfect. Nothing to complain. Oh, forgot one. Okay, let's keep going. Forgot this one too. Those are good. Let's see if that fixes it. Kind of. Why is this gap here and why is this here? That's very sus. Like, other than that, it's perfectly fine, but for some reason, this wall is over here. Why? Let's, first of all, if we just disable the tunnel generation, does that still happen? No. So it's definitely a problem with the tunnel generation. Did we copy something over incorrectly? I mean, we could try making an array. Okay. The strange thing is, this tunnel's fine. Everything's fine. This tunnel's fine. Everything's fine. So it's definitely a problem with the bendy tunnel. Um, P1, P2 plus P2, wall tile ID false. Wall tile ID false. P2, I copied this correctly. If I comment this out, does that still happen? Why is this gap here? That's painful. That's very painful. Why is that gap there? Okay, we can at least say this code works. Yep. I was thinking what we could do is make the arrays, the floor array, and the wall array, and then work with those. I don't know otherwise. How to address this. So we're creating a tunnel, and this is happening. Okay, let's print out what we think this is. Okay, var wall array, var floor array. Oh, what is this doing here? That shouldn't be there. Does that fix it? Was that the problem? I just had an errant piece of... Nope, that's not why. Okay. If start 0x and x0. This is a horizontal. Nope, this is a vertical line. This is a horizontal line. We are going to, instead of this, floor array dot append tunnel loc. And we don't need that anymore. And then floor array. Nope, wall array. Append. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Calm down. Tunnel loc to the left. Why isn't this only identifier, attribute, access, and subscription actions can be used as assignment target? Oh, yeah. Right. Okay. Oh, this can't be get cell source ID. What does that return now? How does that work with terrains? What ID is that returning? Well, whatever. These should be exactly the same code, except this is up and this is down. Okay, and at the end of this if statement, we type in level.set cells terrain connect. We need to pass in an array of vectors, floor array. Zero, the terrain ID is 0, floor tile ID, true or false. And then we do the same for walls and we're done. Almost. We need to set nope, wall array. Nope. Okay. That should have translated all of the logic into putting it all in an array and then running it. That gives us the same behavior, which means, well, we copied correctly, but it does not fix our underlying problem, unfortunately. What if we go into the level scene and we get rid of all of those tiles? Run this. I do not understand. Print out the wall array, please. How's it going? We are trying to debug this, and I don't know why that's going there. And I wouldn't say that this looks like an improvement over our existing terrains, which is disappointing, but whatever. The ground looks more interesting. The walls do not. Okay, so our walls are 3, 9, 5, 9, 3, 10, and 5, 10. Sure. A little weird. One, two, three. Okay, so this is are we printing the walls or are we printing the floors? No, that's the wall array. What? 3, 9, 5, 9, 3, 10, 5, 10. 9, 3, 9, 5, 10, 3, 10, 5, 11, 3, 11, 5. Why is it jumping over 4? 3, 9, 4, 9, 5, 9. Where's... Oh, 4, 9 is the tunnel. Okay, so 3, 9, 5, 9. 3, 10, 5, 10. Would it be better to have a full bright mode or a mode that lets you see all the walls so you don't have to move around to check the generation? I mean, maybe. I could disable that check. It doesn't help me debug. It's just set vision to 100. Turn off the check. Like, okay. Now I still need to figure out why that's happening. So I'll go back to this. 3, 9, 5, 9. 3, 10, 5, 10. But like there's more tunnel. Why is the rest of the tunnel not getting generated? Oh, this might be 3, 9. 5, 9, and then 3, 10, 5, 10. And then it's not generating these walls because, well, those walls are already walls. So we don't need to worry about it. So anyway, let's go to 9, 3. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, 3. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 0, 0. I'm pretty sure this is 0, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Uh, 9, 3, 9, 5, 10, 3, 10, 5, 11, 3, 11, 5. Okay, so these first two work fine. But then we go over here, we're at 17, 4. 17, 5, 17, 6, 17, 7, 17, 8, 15, 9, 17, 9, 15, 10, 17, 10. And then blank for some reason. Why would that happen? And then 15, 14. Yep. How is this happening? Okay, so before I print the wall array, I would like to print this start point is start and end point is end. And those are the names of the variables, right? Yeah, start and end. Okay. So we can see what the inputs to the functions were. All right. 4, 8, and 4, 12. that results in walls like that. Okay, so we 4-8 and 4-12. That's this tunnel. 8-4 and 13-4 is this tunnel. 16-4 and 16-13. Shouldn't it have been 17-13? Oh no, 18-13. Okay, so this is the first function, and then it's recursively calling that, and then it's recursively calling that. So the second recursive call is cursed for some reason. Okay, I'm tired of transforming this. Can you please... You just make sure I don't do that. Thank you. 15-14 should be this, or no? I don't understand where this is coming from. Let's see the floors. Okay, 4-8 to 4-12. 4-8, 4-9, 4-10, 4-11, 4-12. Or maybe this is the start point, but whatever. That's fine. 8-4, 8-5, 8-6, 8 or 8-4, 9-4, 10-4, 11-4, 12-4, 13-4. That's fine. Fourteen, 15, 16, 4, 16, 5, 16, 6, 16, 17, 16, 8, 16, 9, 16, 10, 16, 11, 16, 12, 16, 13. Okay, that's weird. This tunnel is too long. This tunnel is too long. Why is this tunnel too long? Is this off by one now? Okay, that fixes that, but it doesn't put this tunnel on the right spot. Also, it doesn't explain. Doesn't explain. So 4-8 to 4-12. No, that should be a 5. +1. +1. From 4-8 to 4-12 should be 5 tiles. From 16. Okay, let's walk this out again. 16, 4, 16, 5, 16, 6, 16, 17, 16, 8, 16, 9, 16, 10, 16, 11, 16, 12, 16, 13. And then, for some reason, we're going 16, 13, 17, 13, 18, 13. Why? That wasn't the initial endpoint. The initial endpoint was 1613. Or no, the initial endpoint is 1813. What? You know what would be nice is if I click on a tile, it tells me the position of that tile. Godot get mouse input. Mouse click at event.position. I don't care about mouse motion. I do care about mouse click. Input handler, no, movement handler. Nope, main, there it is. Okay. Can I translate these into level coordinates, please? Get viewport.get mouse position. So on tile map. Yeah. I think there was a function. You need to use the world to map or local to map within an input event function. How to get the cell position of a mouse click point in the tile map. Get cell v returns the tile set cell index. Are you sure the get viewpoint.get mouse position? Yep. Okay. Get cell v mouse position. Oh, okay. So we do need world to map. Use the world to map or local to map method within an input event function. Okay. Get local mouse position. And then local to map. Not a real map. Level.local map. There we go. Mouse click at 3414. That's not right. Offset. Get local mouse position. Should it be level.get local mouse position? Hey, okay, so that's 1, 1, that's 0, 0. All right, so this is 1813. Is the end point. Is that, okay, let's go to our level generator, or is that actually what we're feeding in? It is, so that's actually working as intended, and I'm done. So 1713. So we're creating a tunnel to here. We shouldn't be. We should be creating it to 1711. There we go. Okay. So we're going from 16.4 to 16.11. Why is this here? Oh, our corner handler is adding this, and it's adding it in the wrong spot. No, actually it's adding in the right spot. This corner handler is not working. There should be a corner in 17.3. we're approaching where we're running into bugs that we expect. So this is an improvement. So we're definitely running into logic errors. Why is this not happening at 17.3? Print this. Or print this. Okay, it thinks the corner's at 1512, which that's there, sure. Where's the other corner? So this would work great if we take the logic that we have and we reverse it. Start P1 plus start. Wait a minute. We're starting a tunnel here at 16.4. That's correct, right? And then we should be finishing a tunnel at 17.11. Okay, that is what we're doing. Because the tunnel is only one long, it should be going from here to here and then down here. And the way it should be figuring that out is it's getting the cell source ID. Uh-oh. This doesn't, I don't know how to do this. That's right. That's where we're stuck. Because this, I don't know what this is returning. Okay. Okay. Now we need to figure out how to make this work. So I think we can get rid of this. We can get rid of this. We need to figure out how we get what we're looking at. Okay. Print, what is this? Procedural generation time? No, we're actually changing the terrain. We're adding terrains in. So we have removed the placeholders that we have and we're replacing them with different placeholders, which is, I'm going to accuse as being an improvement. So now we're using terrains instead of tiles, and we're using this atlas. This is number 2. Atlas number 2. Is there a way for me to actually demonstrate that? Atlas 2. And then in the atlas, we have these coordinates that we're not going to use because that's atrocious. But we do have terrain sets. This is terrain set 0, and this is terrain set 1. And there's a way for me to show that off, but I don't remember. Oh, it's okay. This is terrain set 0. These are terrain set 0, and then down here, well, that's terrain set 1. I don't know how else to show that off. So how do we tell what we're looking at now? I don't need these. What I need, so that's 2. We're looking at a 2. Is 2, what is 2? Who is 2? What is 2? Get cell source ID. I would rather I don't know. Let's just hard go that to 2 for now. And everything works great. This looks wrong, but I don't care. Collision doesn't work, but I don't care. Kind of makes sense. There's got to be a better function than get cell source ID, because we're not operating on cell sources. We're get cell atlas chords. That's not better. Fix invalid tiles. Erase cell clear. Use tile data runtime update. No. Update cells. Y sort origin. X sort tile set. Tile map data. This is a lot of work to not get much improvement. And the document suggests that this does not work for procedurally generated content. So it's possible that we just nuke this work and then we just carry on, continue using placeholders. Get surrounding cells. Okay, what is this? Get cell tile data. This represents a single tile in a tile set. It's usually edited using the tile set editor, but it can be modified at runtime and doing blah, blah, blah. Here we go. This is how we do it. We get the tile data. Shoot, I already forgot. I was just reading this and I've already forgotten what I'm doing. Tile map layer. Get cell tile data instead of the source ID. Instead of the source, just get cell tile data. Okay, this is getting the thing. We can't just do equals equals 2. Okay, dot get. We know what the terrain is. The terrain is 0. We want the, what is this? We know what the terrain set is. The terrain set is 0. We want the terrain. So if I just say dot terrain, does that work? Terrain? Or do I just say dot terrain? Like that. Looks like that might be actually the thing. Does this work? No, it doesn't. But it feels like it should. Because the thing we're getting, just kidding, we're not even using the right function in the print. So we do not have accurate info about what we're looking at. This is supposed to be wall, isn't it? Not floor. That could be the problem. Okay. Function get cell tile data not found in base self. Hey, that's a good point. Level dot. What if it works? 0. That's a 0. All right, and 0, let's check our enum. Well, that's a wall. All right, we figured it out. So we can make this work. We have to change all our get cell source IDs to get cell tile data dot terrain. And then it works. That's great because this is not the only place we're getting the cell source ID. Get cell source ID. I don't know if terrain is going to be -1 in this case. It might be fine to leave this as negative because -1 is void. -1 is there's nothing there. So maybe we don't mess with those until we run into a situation where we absolutely need to mess with those. But all right, find in files, get cell source ID. Okay, cool. We've got the visibility handle here. Hey, you know how we can just walk through walls and we can see through everything? Well, we can't really demonstrate that right now because I've disabled vision range and visibility checks. But if we resume this, we can see through walls and stuff because the visibility handler is still doing the wrong thing. Let's make it do the right thing from now on. Here we go. Okay, let's go ahead and grab this. Travel loc. And then that fixed everything, right? Not quite. We can still walk through walls and stuff. That fixes vision though. To fix that, we need to go into the level itself because that's where all this magic is happening. Where are we setting the A-star grid? Okay. Get use cells by ID. Can't do that anymore. Oh, that's annoying. Oh, that phasing through the wall makes you blind. Yep, just like real life. Honestly, it was a 50-50 shot that would happen. It was equally likely that going through the wall actually lets you see through everything. Oh, we can filter by atlas chords, but that's useless. I need to filter by terrains. Tile data? Get cell tile data. Okay. Get use cells by ID. It's a shame that we can't use this function anymore, but too bad. I feel like I don't get the point of atlas chords. In our use case, it doesn't make sense. There's probably a lot of other use cases. There's probably, when you know how terrains work and you know Godot on a deep level, suddenly being able to map things to atlas chords, like it just works. It just works, TM. So we're just not there. In the future, maybe we can use these. Let's use get cells. We're going to get every cell, and then we're going to have to map through each of them, get the tile data for that cell, add it to an array if it's a wall, and then we pass that to the A-star. I think that's what we're being forced to do here, which makes this look uglier, but okay, for tile in TML dot get used cells we need to do like a var solid tiles equals array. If TML or no, if tile dot terrain. What is this giving me? This is giving me an array of vector 2i's. Okay. So it's not giving me the cells, it's giving me positions of cells. So I need to actually go get the cells. And we have the function for that. Get cell tile data. TML dot tile dot terrain equals enums dot tile type dot wall. Then TML dot solid tiles dot append tile. Boom. And then instead of this, we do that. And now we can't walk through walls anymore. That's right. I'm trying to walk through walls. Nothing. Oh, and actually we just crashed. Invalid access to property or key terrain on a base object of type null instance. So we just tried to... That's annoying. Tile equals if tile and tile dot terrain. So I think this will, if my optimization knowledge is correct, this will actually not work because this I think is checked last. But the idea is that we get to this line of code, we see, does tile exist? Is this null? If it's null, this should return false, and then we don't bother with the rest of the if statement. We just skip it. So we don't trigger a null pointer exception. But I'm gonna test it, but I'm pretty sure this tile needs to be on the end because in computer land we read things backwards. Magic. Nope, turns out I was wrong. Things make sense in this world. So yeah, no, we check to see if this is a tile, and if it is a tile, then we look at its terrain object. We live in a society. So this works as a null check. Magically. Thus fixing the problem once and for all. So I think we have successfully switched over to using these tiles, this terrain. Does this look better than what we were doing before? I would like to have multiple varieties of wall, and I don't know how we do that. So I know there's this thing called alternate tiles. Can we do that for terrains? Is there an alternate terrain? Godot terrain, alternate terrain. Auto tiling is not us. 4.5. We do not live in that land. How do I make it so different auto tile terrain sets? Because I have brown and I have gray and I have, what else? How do I see what I have? Click there. Tile set. Yeah, we have brown. We got gray, and then we got blue, dark blue, deep blue down here. It'd be nice if those could be all alternate tile sets. It looks like it doesn't look complicated. It should be simple enough to do. Where'd you get that tile set? So this is from opengameart.com. I have the credit here. Colony Sim Extended from this URL. Let me just extend this a little. I've written these down, and I have this one loaded. I haven't committed to using any of these, but they're just notes for me to look at. So take a look. It's all public domain. So you can grab it. You can use it just as much as I can. And yeah. But I want to set these up as alternate tiles. Alternate terrains. We'll figure that out in the future. That it may not even be possible to do, in which case, swapped over to using terrain may not keep this. The ground terrain is better. I like the ground terrain better than what I had before. The wall terrain I'm not actually convinced is better, but we'll move on. Sort out placeholder art. So there was one more thing. We got these enemies sprite sheet, and I would like to add it now. Yes. There we go. And that grid is not correct. Can we... Not that way. Separation. Maybe this is not a 16 by 16. It looks close, but there is an offset. Hold on. How do I set an offset? Look like 20 by 20. It does look like that. Well, I mean, there are margins, so maybe we can... make that work. Or separation, 2 by 2, and then add margin. Yeah, they're just the wrong size, which is unfortunate. I was pretty sure they were 16 by 16. Oh well. That almost fits. Well, so much for that. We will not use that. Mess around with Godot terrains. What even are they? Add energy bar. Let's add an energy bar. We've been doing pretty simple stuff for our bars. Why is this saved? And what's one more? Add child. Actually, can we copy and paste? Copy. Paste. Hit point bars 2. All right, this is energy bar. Or this is energy. Energy bar. Okay, we go back to our main. We've got this function to update the UI. We can make it also update energy. Player.energy, player.maxenergy. Let's go up here. What's one more? There it is. All right, now what I have to do is go into our player, create energy. Var energy equals 10,000. Var max energy equals 10,000. And then lastly, we need to go into this and put it somewhere not dumb. Oh wow, it actually moves both of them. That's sick. Can we call this energy? Also, I think I need to go back into the script. Nope, I don't. We need to change the color of this because that's the wrong color. I should have copied the oxygen bar, not the energy bar. Oh well. That's just going to make this a little more annoying because we want to make this right to left. Go into textures. That's a texture, but that is the wrong color. And that we can change in tint. Oh no, yellow. Yellow feels right. Oh, cool, we're done. Ignore external changes. Reload from disk, whatever. It's just me loading an art asset that I'm not going to keep. Okay, we have an energy bar. The UI is a little constrained. Let's move it over. There we go. Just a placeholder UI anyway. Okay. Add attacking mobs. Right, we should re-add the mob because we're going to add in basic punching. Do I not add it here? Hey, do you read books, papers, and watch YouTube editorial content? Sometimes. For health, what resource do you use? What resource do I use for health? My doctor? Is this a trick question? I need to add a new handler. We have a movement handler. We have a label handler. We need a combat handler. And I feel like, I mean, we don't need one, but I feel like that will make my life easier if I have a combat handler. Like, do you read the entire nutrition facts and look it up? I wouldn't say I go out of my way to do that, no. Nope, node. We're going to call this the combat handler. So instead of the mob just getting to do free damage to us every time without regard to our stats or anything like that, we are going to give ourselves some basic stats, and then that's going to govern, like, what are the chances we take damage? What are the chances that we don't take damage? That kind of thing. And then we can assign stats to entities. Like, all entities can have like an attack stat and a defense stat. And then we go from there. Google says the average American reads 4 books a year. Do you think this number is accurate? I have no idea, and I really don't care. Most people I know don't even read 1 book a year. That's a small sample size. Half the people that I know are in a book club, so I don't think the people I know are representative of anything. But I don't know how representative they are and how representative they aren't. I made the mistake of not having a like user avatar thing on Twitch once, and I got so many people offering to make me one for money. They still offer me, so don't worry. You didn't make a mistake. Whether or not you have art assets doesn't stop people from soliciting you to make art assets, unfortunately. We got the combat handler. We need a script. We can't just make this node without code. Codeless node. Unfortunate. We're going to close this folder. We're going to add this folder. I would like to put this in the handler folder because it's a handler. Oh, and also the label handler can go in the handler folder. Why not? And then yeah. Okay, so what we got here is probably going to be a object with a bunch of functions. Trying to think, what do we want? So, okay. We are an entity and we do a move and we move into somewhere that is solid. If we try and move somewhere that's solid, we should check, are we hitting a mob? First of all, are we hitting the player? If the answer is we're hitting the player, okay. We attack the player. Otherwise, no, because mobs, I don't believe, can path into the player like that. Maybe this logic should be in the player. We don't have that logic. Okay, so it does have to be in the entity. Whatever. If we move into a location that is solid, else, let's get the thing at that location. So level dot get. This gets us the tile, but it doesn't get us the entity there. So I guess what we should do first is level dot get parent dot player dot position grid mapper dot pixel to grid if we bumped into the player, pass, this should never happen. print. This should never happen. In entity.gd. Okay, that should never happen. And we don't need this pass. Oh, pixel to grid needs us to pass in the level. Yep. There we go. Else, if else for mob in level dot mobs. If the target loc equals grid mapper mob loc. Then we found the mob that we're attacking. Attack that mob. Self.attack that mob. No, that doesn't work. Identifier attack not declaring current scope. Okay, so we need a combat handler needs to have a name. Func attack. Entity. Nope. Initiator. Attacker defender. Okay. Maybe this needs to be static. I don't think that's necessary. Get level dot get parent dot combat handler dot attack. That's a mouthful. I don't like it. We could just make it static and then not have to worry about that. But there it is. Okay, so now we just need to define this attack function. So how we do this is a bit of an evolving art because we need to do a lot of math. Or not a lot of math. We need to do a lot of design of the math. So let's give entities some stats. We've got hit points and max hit points. Var attack equals 1, var defense equals 1, I guess. Okay, so var RNG equals rand I 1 to 100. Why am I putting a colon there? Too many arguments. My bad. Expected it to move 0. What? Wait a minute. Rand I range. Thank you. Give me a number from 1 to 100. If RNG is less than 60 plus attack minus defense. I don't know. If RNG plus attack minus defense is greater than 5, what we want to do is get parent dot. Okay, so first of all, we want to do damage to the defender. is that? Area identified defense. Oh, I'm sorry. Attacker.attack minus defender.defense. There we go. Defender.deal damage. And then we want to go into the parent. Get parent.label handler. That is called label handler. Set message. Oh shoot, we don't have a string for anything. We don't have a name for the player. We don't have a name for, oh geez, okay. Var name, entity name equals entity. And then we go into the player. Var entity name. I hate that I can't keep camel case, snake case, whatever case straight. I hate it. It hurts me so much. It's painful. Entity name equals. This is something that probably the player should specify at the start of the game, but we're just going to call him player for right now. What do you mean the member entity name already exists? We don't need to specify it as a var because we already got one. Unexpected identifier name in class body. So we need to do this on a init. We can't just like override this value. How are we setting our hit points? We're not. What? Oh, shoot. If I call this in funcinit, is it going to actually like happen? Cool. We put this var vision. We can put that in a kinder place. And then we'll go to the mob and we'll call this green baddie. Go back to the combat handler. Attacker dot entity name punched for 1 damage, and then attacker dot entity name defender dot entity name. And that's painful. That sentence is painful, but that happens. That's what we're working with for now. We're gonna spend an entire day working on making that more logical. Else, copy that. Okay. This should allow us to punch. Nope, actually it crashes the game. Invalid call non-existent function position in base character player. Character body 2D. Okay, I'm very certain players have a position. Oh, because that's not a function. Okay, and let me guess. That's also not a function. Cannot convert argument 2 from int to object. What did I write? Attack here. Should have meant mob. Oh boy. Invalid call to function set message in base node label handler expected 1 argument. How do I do format strings? Godot format string. Dot format. Dot format. Format strings. They're definitely not a security vulnerability. It's totally safe. You got the flag. Oh, no. This is what I'm going to test. 0 missed 1. Okay, great. Don't interpret the format string. Okay, we can't win because we're getting outclassed by this this mob. But we're on the right track. This is the right track. Okay, format. Oh, I need to put it in an array. That's why. Format strings take arrays because, of course, they do. Player missed green baddie. Hey, player punched green baddie for 1 damage. Cool, we're doing damage to the green baddie. They have as much hit points as us, and they don't have a chance of missing. So, you know, we're outmatched. But we can fix that. Let's go to the mob. Take turn. Instead of just doing damage, instead of this, level dot get parent dot combat handler dot attack. This is such a mess. This is such a mess. I have to type this mouthful of a string. Mob or self. Player deal damage. Nope, not player deal damage. Want to let you know I'm using your stream for some parallel programming. I'm running through a backlog of Udemy courses. Much love. Thanks. Appreciate to hear that. Glad to know that other people are coding. Love to hear it. Hopefully you're writing cleaner code than I am. Okay. We lost that one. Can we bias this fight a little? Oh, we actually won that fight. We just never programmed this mob to die. So we can't win, but self.queue free. Actually, first we need to go to get parent. That's the level. Dot mob dot erase self. And then we die. Okay, so now theoretically we can kill this mob. We did it. I can't move anymore. Oh, the mob is still solid. The mob is still solid. Okay. Instead of doing this, let's go into the level. Create a function called remove mob. Also made a resolution to myself to actually start my dev journey. That is vital. You got to start somewhere, and where you start is not going to be as glamorous as where you finish. Games are better when they're done, not when they're in progress. In progress, they're pain. Remove mob. Okay, and then we take the mob entity. Cool. Oh, actually, that was right. I actually got it just off the cuff. We go into the mob. If mobs dot erase mob. I think this returns false if there is no mob. If the value does not exist in the array, nothing happens. To remove an element by index, use remove at instead. So we don't need this if. I mean, we need the if, but there's no value in having the if. Let me get the A* grid. set solid point tile. Mob.position except grid mapper dot pixel to grid self. We are the level, so we just pass ourself. Easy, right? Is that? No, that's not quite right. We passed the level. Then what the heck is this script? Don't worry about it. This level contains the tile map layer called level. Is that how we've been handling this? Wait a minute. Have we been using level at all? Hold on. Have we been using this variable? No. No, we just have a level. We just have a level. Never gets used. All right. Anyway, we are the level, so we just self. Where did you start? How did you start, I should say? This is my first time using Godot, and this is like my 4th game jam. I have not finished a game jam. I have started game jams. But usually what happens is most of the game jams, the first 2 game jams I was in were 48-hour game jams, and then one of them that I was in was I'm going to say a 10-day one. I don't remember exactly how many days. This is day 6. And let me actually finish this code first. Could not find entity in the current scope. Thank you very much. Mob.queueFree. This is the game I have after 6 days. This is the game. Oh, I'm not actually calling that function that I just invented. Get parent dot remove. What did I call it? Remove mob. Oh, don't tell me. Oh. This is the caliber of game that I have made after 6 days of work. It's still solid. I can't walk through that tile. We don't have procedural generation. We have level generation, but not really good one. It's hard coded. We have these bars. This is after 6 days. So a 48-hour game jam. I don't have anything that I want to turn in, and since this is a 30-day game jam, I'm hoping that's enough time to actually submit something that resembles a game. And yeah, that's my experience. I do have Java and Python experience. Yes, that is true. I'm enjoying GDScript. I would say I think I would prefer it if it was Python, but this is not bad. This is not bad at all. I'm not feeling like the language is getting in my way. The editor sometimes is, and like this scene node stuff, I feel like there's a lot of information here that I'm not privy to yet. But GDScript itself, I think Java's worse. If there was a scale between Java and Python, this would be very close to Python. And very far from Java. And Java's worse. Where is my level? Oh, I never set this to false. Right. Cool. Set point solid. You need to actually make it not solid. There we go. Java software dev 2. Nice. My Java experience is mainly web dev. Hey, we can walk through corpses now. We're the best. Cool. We take this level and we generate a new level, and it resembles the old level precisely. All right, I want to test something. Actually, I don't want to test something. I want to witness the level, the combat handler. Can we print what the RNG is? Nope. Print RNG, and then print this. So 3, 10, 7, 6, 4, 2. Okay. Okay, so there's a message here that's getting lost because I attack and then the baddie attacks me, and my message is getting lost. So what might be a good next step is figuring out how to make the top message less basic. I have a bookmark from 2014 called Rooms and Mazes, a procedural dungeon generator, which might be a nice read if you're looking for a way to procrastinate actually coding one. That would be amazing to read. Gets not to procrastinate, but just to get inspiration on, like, I don't know how I'm going to generate levels. I don't know yet. This isn't me being like, I am putting this as a placeholder so I can move on. This is me because this is the apex of what I've invented right now. And we need to go spend, I don't know, half a day writing out a plan and then another half a day writing out functionality to make our plan happen. But if someone else has better ideas about how to generate cool levels, that'd be better. Combat handler works. Let's try increasing our defense. Defense equals 5. So we should be very hard to hit. So we can basically just ignore this mob now. I mean, it still has a 1 in 10 chance of hitting us, but, Basic combat. Added basic combat handler. A lot of this stuff is... Oop, I should not have committed it with all these print lines. A lot of this stuff is placeholder. We need to design the game before we can, like, even understand what supplemental functionality we need to build. I think you're meant to wish for a +5 grease-proof, rust-proof gray dragon scale mail. Let's implement wishes right now. No, I'm just kidding. So we got this placeholder art. That took a lot longer than I thought it would. It is in. We don't have monsters in, but that's because the tile set that I grabbed is the wrong size. Whoops. Easily fixed. Just grab another tile set that is the right size. I can do that next time. I can do that tomorrow. The terrain is in, and I like the ground. I think the ground is an improvement. I don't know about this, but I am fine. If this is what the final graphics look like terrain wise, I'm fine, honestly. So that's that for now. I would like to have multiple colors of terrain so that we can represent progress throughout our game, like early game brown terrain. Pretend I wrote brown there. Late game, dark purple, whatever color that was. I don't know how to get there without... we could do something where we have multiple walls. So we go into our enum and we specify, actually, this is brown wall. and then we have purple wall. That's a headache and a half. Could do that. I don't want to do that. I would rather, if there's an easy way to do that in Godot, I would rather do that. Otherwise, it's not a big deal. It's just a would like to have. We added the energy bar. That was a really makeshift job, but that gives us enough of a hook to start. When we add our inventory stuff tomorrow, we can start making items that interact with the energy bar, and that should be more interesting and more final. We have a basic combat handler. We'll want to make this more interesting. I need to look up how Rogue handles combat, like the actual math, because I feel like what we have here, this is, if you assume that the math doesn't matter, this is basically the same gameplay as Rogue. Like, you just walk into an enemy and then they disappear, or you die. One of you dies. The message here needs to be fixed, but that's our next step. Abstractify the mob. I'm gonna move that down. We're gonna do that in the far future. This is important for when we're gonna generate, when we're in the phase where we're generating content for this game. We're generating enemies. What resources are you using to learn Godot? So I did the tutorials for Godot. The tutorials, I mean, getting started. Your first 2D game. I went through this, did all of this. The game that came out almost works. Like, it plays. It doesn't play as well as the final content you get here. There were some bugs that I could probably fix if I had spent time on it, but I was like, whatever, I'm going to move on to the 3D game. And I went through this. I went through the whole thing. And there are bugs in my version of this that I don't know if I can fix. But I did make something that vaguely resembles this. It's cool. And that's it. The other resource that I'm using to learn Godot is I started this, and people sometimes come into chat and they tell me things, and they're like, "Hey, you should try using signals, or did you know that you can create scenes and instantiate them, and blah 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 blah." That's it. Everything else that I'm learning, you were seeing me do it on stream. Not entirely true. Between streams, I do plan out the future stuff. Like, but right before the stream started, I was looking at YouTube videos of people talking about how to do terrains. They weren't really explaining what they were. They were just showing off, like, okay, I'm gonna make a terrain. Click, 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 click. Done. So that's how I know. I have to go to the tile set, and then I have to click paint, and then I have to click terrains, and then I have to select the terrain set, and then I have to select floors or walls, and this isn't the right thing. That's how I figured that out. That's it. That is it. So I think figuring out how to make the top message less basic should be our next task, and then it's inventory management time. And this is going to be critical to... This might be the point where we have to actually stop, make a new design idea. Okay, cool, that's fine. And then we write out what we think before we just start slapping down an inventory system, because so this whole roguelike is based on Dungeon Rogue / Reaping the Dungeon. And that game has a very, very simple, basic inventory system. And then there's Rogue, and Rogue has a I'm going to say complex. It's a lot more complex. You have a big bucket of items. Some of those items you equip. Some of those items you wield. Some of those items you can drink. Some of those items you can cast spells from. I guess it's not complicated in the sense that, like, you have to do a lot of inventory management. You pick up an item, it goes in this big bucket. And then if you want to look in the bucket, you press the I key, and then here's the list of your entire inventory. From that sense, it's pretty simple. We probably want to get somewhere in the middle of that. Quaff. That's right. Roguelikes are how I learned the word quaff. Seriously, 100%. I used to play NetHack, and I don't think I get any more because of all the different ways you can interact with items. We're going to keep it simple because, keeping it simple means that there's a better chance of us finishing this game jam on time. And our inspiration game, Dungeon Rogue, has a very simple inventory system. You've got one weapon. That's not true. You have a bucket of weapons. You can have one out at a time. You have a bucket of items. You can have one out at a time. You've got 6 different currencies. You don't have to manage them at all. The game manages them for you. You can observe them. You have magic mushrooms, which are their own inventory. You have map cells, which are also their own inventory. And then that's it. Yeah, that's it. I'm not counting oxygen. I'm not counting health. I'm not counting energy cells as inventory. Those, I guess you could argue. But that's it. There's no like giant bucket of like, you can wear 2 things. You can wear up to 6 things. 2 of them are rings. A 2-handed weapon versus a 1-handed weapon. There's no fancy I don't know, RPG logic stuff going on. And we'll write that in this doc right here, what we think when the time comes, which is probably tomorrow. All right. So I'm satisfied. I think tomorrow things are pretty straightforward. We're just going to do this and this. And this is going to take up a lot of our time. And if we have extra time, it would be nice to make zooming in and zooming out a thing. And then if we still have time, then I'm going to go through all of my code and like review it basically. Go, is this helping me or is this ruining my day by existing? Did you get the ProcGen link? I did not get a link, but I can look up the book. Is it a book? I assume it's a book. I have no problem hunting that down. And I appreciate the reference. All right. Well, I'm gonna stop here. This is a good stopping point. This is what we are leaving. I feel like this is definitely an improvement over what we had when we started, because we can now kill the mob. I would like to move away from doing behind the scenes and working more on making this resemble a game more. And that may be a problem in the long run, but I would like to start adding content to this game very quickly to make just to make myself feel better. So tomorrow is just going to be working on basics, and then this weekend we might just jam out a lot of content for this game. Fairly simple method. I liked it. Just a website, interactive JS visuals. I will hunt it down. There's a lot of roguelike resources out there. Roguelike resources out there that have been very fun to read. I have been reading the can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. So there's a subreddit called Roguelike Dev, and it's just people developing roguelikes. That's an interestingly specific subreddit that is very apropos. So sick. Go there. There's lots of people making roguelikes running into the exact same problems that one might be running into, like how to do FOV algorithms, how to do what is it? Coordinate mapping, that kind of thing. Make it work, then make it pretty. WebDev teaches you that. Yeah. Get it working. It's less about like what's the right thing to do in the long run, and more what will make me the most motivated to continue. Getting something working that I can play around with will make me very happy and motivate me to keep going. So check it out. I like links if you find anything else that's good. I'm still working on the whole make it pretty part of web dev. That's an art. That is an art. All right. I'll leave it here. Thanks for watching, folks. Hope y'all are making good games out there. Join the Game Jam if you're interested in that sort of thing. I think it's wonderful that we have a Game Jam. I need to turn on scripts. It's wonderful that we have a jam that lasts longer than 10 days. A+. Would recommend. Great for learning. Hop in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part. Keep programming out there, guys. See you all next time.